Hello YouTube, hello. Alright, this video going to be about generational curse and abandonment issues. Now this is going to be a topic that obviously is a sensitive one, to where it could possibly create emotions. So like I said, I just like to try to bring light to things and just talk about things that most people probably don't want to talk about. But before I get into the topic, I want to show y'all something like I always do. So I'm at picking up my load. So this is like a live load, so I got time to waste. So this is the perfect time to do this. So let me show y'all this. Like at Prime had it to where a lot of times when you go, like you put your load locks be right there. We don't do load locks here. Guess what we do? Let me see if any of y'all senior truckers can guess. I'm waiting. What do we use? Yes, we use straps. Now, sometimes they leave straps in the trailer, just like you find random load locks. So, I mean, ain't no point to be buying a super bunch of them, but you at least want to have 2 on hand. So, I do have 2 on hand that I have, because that is a load lock. It holds loads and secure them just as good as, as a load lock would. So I'm about to enjoy this beautiful air today, because pretty much it is so beautiful out here. Springtime is finally rearing its head, and it feels so great to enjoy, no more snow. I mean, it's gonna rain through spring, but at least no more snow, no more like below freezing temperatures that's like in the single digits. So I'm about to just sit here, enjoy the sand. Matter of fact, this ain't no sand. This is dirt, but it looked like sand. So I'm about to just sit here as if I was back home on the stoop. Because, in the northern states, pretty much, like a lot of times when summertime come or springtime come, we always had like porches to where, you can sit on it. They call it the stoop. Like you sit on your steps while the kids just be running up and down the neighborhood playing, being bad. You sit on your porch and just enjoy the weather. So, all right, let's dive into this generational curse and, abandonment issues. Now, the reason why I say generational curse and abandonment issues, because a lot of times, a lot of people might have had parents that was maybe neglected, abused, or they probably didn't have fathers, or if they had a mother, the mother really wasn't as loving, or maybe she didn't show the attention that needed, because each child is different when it comes to what they need to feel loved and things like that. So a lot of times when that child doesn't get the proper nurturing, or they don't get the proper teachings of how they should be as an adult, as a woman, or as an adult, as a man, they grow up with emptiness, or they grow up with the lack of knowledge on how to be those things. Now, regardless of what people may say, a lot of things is taught. Like, human beings are not born knowing how to be things. A lot of things is taught. Like, racism is taught. Like, a racist person, they not racist because they that's what they was born to be. They was racist because they grew up around a lot of racist people, so that's all they seen was racism. So in their head, being racist is normal. Or like a lot of problems we had today with our sisters or with our women. Like, we grow up not knowing how to be a woman, and it takes a woman to teach a woman how to be a woman. But if the moms was never taught how to be a woman, how can she teach her daughter how to be a woman? So she grows and might have kids of her own, and now because she wasn't taught, she don't know how to teach her daughter if she had a daughter. So it just keep trickling down, even down to guys. Like, you can blame some men for not being the man they should be, but some of them have had good teachings to where they should know better, but they choose otherwise, but they still choose not to. But some guys really just don't know how to be a man, because maybe their father was nowhere in their life, or the father they did have never showed nurturing or love. All he did was probably whoop his tail all the time, or was always probably down in them. Like, that's not a way to really teach nobody how to be anything, but probably grow up to be abusive himself or herself. So it's so much, man. And like I said this before, back in the day, it used to be a saying where it takes a community to raise a child. And literally, like, say your child was acting up in the streets, literally, like, because back in the day it was a lot better, crime wasn't as bad, like you actually had somewhat of trustworthy neighbors to where they looked out for your child. So if your child was doing something they had no business, they was actually able to beat you. Like, you know, you don't do that. Your mama didn't raise you like that. And I'm going to tell your mama too, spank, spank. Even teachers used to have them paddles to where if, you know, the kids were showing out in class, they was able to pull that paddle out and spank you and put you in line. But nowadays, it's each man for himself. So it's like, you know, our children is left to just fall by the wayside when that's not right. And, you know, I've seen a lot of my friends, because I grew up on the west side of Baltimore, and that's the west side, you know, it got its ups and downs. Like, the hood is not all bad, to be honest with you. I mean, because eventually, you know, I end up moving to the county, because, you know, the county's supposed to be better than the city life, and that's where I really got in most trouble, was the county. And I had more, you know, more memories and more fun in the city. But, like, you know, the city got its fun times, but it also got a lot of downside. Like, obviously, in the cities, you might have a lot of heavy drug users or alcoholics or drug dealers or killers or gangs. Like, there's so much stuff at your leisure that you can get in trouble with, you know, in the city, because it's just so readily available, especially, you know, in the northern states. I don't know how the South is, but I grew up in the North, so, you know, the northern states, that's just what it's about. And you have to be strong-minded. Even though you are in that, you don't have to become that. So a lot of times, you know, in Baltimore City, like, a lot of parents that my friends had, they were either crackheads or alcoholics, so or dope fiends, or the mom was just, you know, depressed because she might have been abused or she might have been molested. So all that stuff has a really heavy psychological effect, to where it really takes away from the parent, whether it's a father or mom, to be that parent. It sucks. Like, a lot of abandonment issues I've seen, like, a lot of times the kids, you know, my friends, they might not have food, so they might have had to go out and steal, or they might have to grow up fast because the parent wasn't able to be the parent that they should have been. So they had to go out there, break the law, maybe sell drugs to support themselves or support their house, things like that. And I mean, and sometimes, you know, kids might have had to drop out of school because they had to do these things, either because they probably got in trouble or they had to work. I mean, it's so much stuff, man. And it's sad because I'm still in contact with some of my friends, and it's like, you know, they made it as far as being able to get on their own 2 feet, to where they got past their past, but psychologically it still kind of lingers, to where, you know, they might still have nervous breakdowns, or they might get depressed, because, you know, it's something called PTSD, and military people are not the only people that go through that. People that come from the streets or come from the hood, you know, that's like a war on the streets. So I mean, you have to deal with, maybe you might have seen your best friend get, you know, shot down, or you might see your mom OD, or you just seen stuff at a young age that your eyes at that young age should have never saw. So as you grow up, you carry that's called baggage. You carry that baggage with you, and it can kind of stop you from being, you know, a productive and adult. Like, my friends, like, one of my friends called me yesterday, and like, he's been in and out of jail all his life, and he just got married, and like, I think he got laid off because he was trying to say that Trump was like, he worked at a steel mill, to where I guess it was like a warehouse, to where they created a lot of metals and stuff, and something that Trump is doing is messing with the metal industry, to where they're not able to ship out stuff or receive stuff, because I guess they ship it to, like, third world countries, and, you know, Trump is beefing with third world countries, the way they don't want to do business with us no more. So he got laid off, and by him having charges, you know, a record, he don't know what to do. And he ain't even tell his wife, because he don't know how to tell his wife that he just got married to, you know, that, you know, he got laid off. So And the sad thing about it is he really ain't got no family. Like, you know, his mom ain't really got his back. His father pretty much denied him. And other than that, he really ain't got nobody. So that further, you know, makes him feel, you know, just down and out. And it gets so bad because when you feel like you ain't got nobody, you know, that plays mental games in your mind to where you can feel less of a person because you watching all these other people that got tight families and you like, damn, what's wrong with me? Why I couldn't have, you know, family that, you know, love me or that's nurturing or that could have taught me how to be a woman or a man. And it really plays with you because, I mean, a lot of times we as human beings, we have a natural feeling of wanting to belong to something. And a lot of times that's why a lot of teenagers and a lot of young kids become targets because of everything I just said, to where the family is not together. They become targets because they don't have nobody. So they become targets to gangs. They become targets for eventually becoming maybe an inmate, you know, because they're going to do something to break the law because they lashing out, like they crying out for help, but they cry out in the wrong way to where they can do something to ruin their life. So, I mean, a lot of people just want to belong, man. And like I said, the only way that I can see things getting better as far as curbing this abandonment issue thing is just if we see somebody that maybe is going through something, just give them a hug. You know, talk to them, be an ear. That's what I do. That's why I'm so passionate about helping people, because I've seen it all. You know, I've been through a lot. I know what it feel like. You know, I know what it look like. So I have a huge heart to where I never want to see nobody hurt if I can help it. Even though, like I said, you can't save everybody, you can't help everybody, but you can try. So I always will be an ear to somebody that might need to talk, or if somebody need a hug, or just something of I love you. You know, I do my best to show the love, because love don't cost much. What do it hurt just to love somebody that might just need it? Because sometimes it gets so bad people want to kill themselves, man. And I've actually been there before in my life, because I mean, I pretty much grew up to where I had family, but it's like, you know, it's like I didn't have the support to where I had like a really strong like backbone to where, say I went through some shit, or you know, I could call like, hey man, I need some help. Well, nobody helping shit. It was me, myself, the Lord, and my kids. So, you know, it makes you think some messed up things to where you know, you be down and out to where you might accept some things you shouldn't be dealing with. Like, example, you might be dealing with a guy you know ain't worth a damn, but because you just don't feel so hot about yourself, you take the shit off this dude that you know you shouldn't be taking. Or you might have a crazy friend that's using you, you know, getting you for all your monies, or just using you, period, for whatever they using you for, and you're not strong enough to reject it because you stuck in depression, or you just stuck in low self-worth because you like, damn, if my own mama didn't love me, my own pappy didn't love me, nobody don't care. If my main ones that gave me life can't love me, then, you know, I must not be nothing. But that's not true. You have to learn self-love, self-worth. So it really makes you a stronger person if you're strong enough to make it through all the trials and tribulations and make it to have a story. So I realized that this topic really goes deeper than I thought, so I'm gonna have to make a part 2 because I don't want to make this video too long, and it's starting to get cold out here. So I realized that I'm kind of all over the place with it, so I'm gonna sit down and make bulletin points of exactly what I want to talk about concerning this, because I really want to cover this right. Like, I want y'all to feel the issue that's going on in today's world, as far as people that might be feeling abandoned or might feel like they're nothing. But my message to you is, you are. If you have life on this earth and you're living and you on this earth, you have a purpose. You just got to dig and find out what it is. God don't make no mistakes, baby. If God put you on this earth, he put you here for a reason. But you have to take the time, effort, and self-love to figure out what that purpose is. So time is the essence, everyone. Let's make better time of it. Let's love each other, not judge each other, because I never judge y'all. And I love y'all. And like I said, I have a lot of things that I am going to start talking about. Like, I'm getting so confident in this YouTube thing that I'm like, fuck all y'all haters. Fuck you and your mama. Fuck y'all. I don't give a motherfuck what y'all gonna do to me. Nothing. So, alright y'all, let me get up off here so that way I can try to chill for a little bit until they load me, because obviously I got a little drive ahead of me. So, alright y'all, deuces.